Posture, position, and grip. Well, you know all this. You want them sitting up. This is something I learned from Karen Leopold. The desk top should not be more than 2 inches above the elbow. When you're sitting with your hand dangling down, if it's more than 2 inches, they're writing like that, and they can't. It's interesting. When I taught at Tidwell Friends School, the beginning of the year, the what do you call it? The maintenance department would come to my classroom, and they would adjust all the desks. Don't see that anymore. No. I did visit a school, and you should find out where they get it from. A school called Sandhills. Have you heard of Sandhills? Well, write it down. Sandhills School in, I get my Carolinas mixed up, South Carolina. Is it Columbus or Columbia? One of them, South Carolina. The principal is Ann Vickers. And if you want to see a perfect elementary school, that is it. They have.
What's her last name?
Vickers, Vickers. Anybody know Ann Vickers? Any of you been to Sandhill? Well, it would be well worth your while. Have you been to Camperdown? Oh, well, you should go because they do things in some ways better than any of us. Well, their furniture, I was astounded. It's brightly colored, and both the chairs and the desks are adjustable to any height. And one of the local schools has adopted these same desks, and you can have it any height, anything that's comfortable for the child. And so that's, Anna Gillingham used to fuss that if the child's legs are left dangling, it strains the lower back. And she had a point there. Both elbows on the table, and you don't see that at all times. We call this the listening learning position, LLP, listening learning position. Then position, 45 degrees. Look at you, 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 look at you. Put it on the table.
So that's been my problem all
You see, left-handed, look at the slant. Look how you all slant your paper. Well, what do kids do? Teachers don't pay attention, and it's all sort of all over the place. And you can tape a V onto the desk to indicate where it should be. And you can turn the corner of the paper, if you want it, well, I'm right-handed, you can do this, turn it down, and then the paper goes parallel to the edge of the desk. Doesn't work on a rounded desk, of course. And both hands on the table. So this paper position stuff. Then, look at this. These are taken from Camperdown, from the kindergarten. This is what's on the board. Look, and they do cursive from the beginning. Do you see the right-handed alphabets? And the kid is right-handed, and this is what a right-handed kid should be done. And they photographed one of their kids sitting in the correct right-handed position. And all those little posters, feet, back, hands, paper, pencil. Finally, pencil grip. But that's kindergarten.
They teach cursive in kindergarten?
They do it from the beginning. Well, Harvey and I made a film, I don't know if Harvey's here, where within an hour we have kindergartners who have mastered about 15 of the lowercase letters and are writing words. Took us an hour, maybe an hour and a half. So certainly, yes. And then left-handed child. I don't quite care for that paper. W-O-W, watch our writing. Wow, this is the wow position. Sit up, place both feet on the, place both arms on the table, keep your feet flat on the floor. This way your body is well balanced, supported. You have a sort of triangle, your head, your elbows here. You're less likely to be fidgeting all over if your elbows are here. What do we see when we go into our classrooms in public school?
Nothing.
Capital A, little a, capital B, little b, capital C, little c. And they stay confused for the rest of their lives. You keep the you keep the uppercase, put them somewhere else, put them in the bathroom, get them out of the way until after Christmas. Only teach the capital I and the child, the letter of the child's first name. That's all you're going to do. But don't mix them up because they stay mixed up forever. And you have all these adult men in America who print in a mixture of upper and lower case. They got it mixed up then, they never got it right. And the pencil grip is the hardest thing to fix. You want them pinching it between thumb and forefinger because these are the strongest fingers. Practice picking things up. Spill a whole lot of, I don't know, you could use miniature chocolate, tiny candies or something all over the table and ask them to pick them up and eat them and see. And then you say, which fingers did you use? And they'll say, these two. Well, these are your best fingers and these are what you want to use for writing. Well, what do we commonly see? We call it the thumb lap. They wrap it around like this. Do this with, as I show you. Do it correctly. Now do a thumb wrap. And then do a thumb tuck. Now, in both the thumb wrap and the thumb tuck positions, you have lost some control of the pencil. So what do you do to compensate? You tighten up your finger muscles, and what's going to happen? You're going to get fatigued. So getting this grip established is by far the trickiest thing to do. We can always fix posture, we can always fix position. Fixing grip is the trick of the week. You want to avoid cheap ballpoint pens at all ages because with a ballpoint it doesn't work unless you hold it somewhat upright. So that's destructive to grip. You do not want round pencils. You don't want round ones. You want ones where at least they're hexagonal or they're possible to grip.
Hi, I'm Harvey Hubble. You're watching Seedling.tv, nourishing mind, body, and planet. Subscribe now. It's good for you.